It's my pleasure to be with you today and to talk a little bit about the rule of law and probably path which is probably most difficult issue for my people and for my country toward European Union. And I will be open and frank as always. I'm not saying that I'm right. Probably what I will say now is something that is my perception or perception of huge majority of the citizens of this country. And therefore I think that we always need to be open and frank if we want to advance. Otherwise, we will fail. And if we fail, we will not be able to succeed. Therefore, I think that next elections are very decisive for the future of this country. Why I'm somehow connecting next elections with the European path and the rule of law, because probably those two issues will be crucial during the campaign. And one is linking to another. One is depending of another. And this is something that the citizens and the voters of Macedonia should know when they will decide which political entity will support. I will start from the rule of law and criminal and corruption, which is pandemic. This country is known as a hybrid regime, unfortunately. Although a couple of years ago, 6.5 years ago, 7 years ago, so-called careful evolution promised and did a commitment that after winning the elections, they will do some changes. But quite contrary happened in reality, and practically there is no progress. We are going backward instead of going forward. This is something which is essential and crucial. And we need to acknowledge this, and we need to emphasize this. If we are not accepting this, then I will say again, and I will repeat again, we will not be able to continue forward, and we will not be able to progress. Signing papers is not sufficient. Signing papers is something that is a part of the political life. But doing reforms, delivering commitments is something different. Unfortunately, we have brilliant laws written on paper, but unfortunately delivery is missing. Or, to be more frank and open, not only delivery, but is missing everything. Why? Because unfortunately we have a lot of rumors and allegations connected with the main politicians in the country, which are part of the ruling coalition, part of Democratic Union of Integration, Social Democrats, etc., etc. And of course, I'm not investigating body, but probably soon from now, everything will be much more clear, because still we are now living in the foggy period where they are governing the institutions, and considering the level of trust among the citizens within our prosecutory and judiciary, probably all unknowns are not able to be open now in surface. And this is something that is a huge challenge. And it will be, as I said, big and crucial issue during the campaign for the next parliamentary elections. Not only parliamentary, but presidential as well. Because also the president of the country, as should be the real president, is having a lot of responsibilities and obligations when it comes to the rule of law, judiciary, prosecutory, judicial council, etc., etc. Because the president will have right to nominate some of the members within those institutions. I'm talking about the real president. I'm not talking about the fingernail. Therefore, I think that progress of the country toward European integration should not be measured only by signing papers, but also delivery when it comes to the rule of law and fight against criminal and corruption. We have daily scandals. And I'm not talking only about the past couple of weeks, I'm talking about past couple of years. And always when I'm talking with the internationals, which are in the country or visiting us in our HQ, usually they are asking me, okay, what you will do? There is no recipe what we should do. There is no such a case. We should have political will, which should be decisive, without any compromise, without any concession. And the behavior of mayors of VMRO-DPMNE during the past more than 2 years, since they were elected after the big victory during the local elections 2 years ago, or a little bit more than 2 years ago, 2021, is a typical example that we are not the same. Why? Because after more than 2 years, there is no single allegation about criminal and corruption that is somehow connected with the mayors of VMRO-DPMNE. And I should remind you, dear gentlemen and ladies, that we won majority among the mayors in the country. And we are not talking about 5, 10 persons, we are talking about hundreds or 1,000 people. So we need discipline which is vertically coordinated. If we have allegations connected with the top of the vertical or the top of the pyramid, then probably this will confuse the other elements of the pyramid. And we accuse a little bit doubts among them that, look, we are investing a lot of efforts, we are doing this, but look what the first guy is doing. So practically, the leader should be a leader, real leader. If there are allegations connected with the leader that he or she been corrupted or somehow involved in criminal activities, I'm talking about political life, no, I'm not talking about street criminal or something like that, I'm talking about active politicians, then probably this will affect the discipline in the organization, and the discipline will cause a lot of problems. This will rupture the system, and the damage will be huge. And the legacy of that type of process will affect all citizens and the country. And it will have a negative implication. This is something that should come from the leaders, not something that is written, or this is a rule and this is a Bible or Quran and you need to follow it. No, this is not it. This is a problem. Because I will go back from the very beginning. We have brilliant laws written on paper. Delivery is missing. For example, you have a case of Macedonian navigation when a group of political activists, together with the criminals, interrupted into the structure which is crucial and vital for the safety of the NATO country. NATO country. And among them was a guy who is president of the local branch of the ruling coalition partner Democratic Union of Integration. Of course, they were caught after a couple of days and small political chit-chats among the government coalition partners, and a week afterwards, after he'd been detained, he was released yesterday. And in the meantime, from this place, we heard that his partisans, colleagues, associates from a couple of meters from this room campaigned for the European values. And at the same time, you have a guy who was practically assaulting a vital structure which is binding for the safety of the country. And at that moment, probably there were more than 50 planes in our sky above the building where they were attacking the employees. And nothing. Today, he is a free man. This is not a good example. And this is the problem when someone is talking about the European perspective and at the same time, there are double standards. Because European perspective for the people of this country converted into the something which is moving target. While we are witnessing on a daily basis what is wrong and what should be different in the future. And this is the situation how the citizens of this country perceive. And this is the reality. If we want to change the reality and if we want to convince people that, yes, this is it, we should work on the daily problems, not something that is imagined. Why I'm talking about the imagine? Because my generation grew up with the idea of independent state, sovereign state, own army, democracy, NATO, European Union. Some of us did some studying abroad and came back, some of us not. And we truly believe what de Gasperi, Schuman and Adenauer did when they started that idea of European values and the European Alliance, European Union, European Commission, etc., etc. But what we are witnessing in our country and the people which are promoting that type of idea is in the contrary of that. So this is not a good role model. And this is not a good example. And that's why probably we have that good pulse and probably we will win the elections. This is a proportional. This is not something that should be strange. If they were good, probably our pulse will be bad. This is vice versa proportion. If we have more than twice better pulse, probably something is wrong. And this is only one small puzzle. Only one small puzzle, which is a part of the 6.5 years governing by Social Democrats and DUI. A colleague of mine did a good point, Andre, and you know him very well. 2 days ago, he said, look, the biggest promoter of European values, political party, DUI, is not a part of neither European political family. We are a part of the European People's Party, someone is between socialists and Democrats, someone is liberals, Greens, etc., but imagine, a democratic union of integration, pro-European guys are not a part of neither European political family. But probably they will do something and they will change something after defeat for the next elections. So, long story short, when it comes to the rule of law, fight against criminal and corruption, I think that we need leadership. We need something that people that will lead institutions will show personal commitment and example, and this will encourage all those who are within that vertical subordination to do something. Of course, we are developing now a super program for the elections that will increase the level of transparency, accuracy, digitalization of the country, but based on delivery, not on talks. A part of my PhD was artificial intelligence. I'm talking about something that happened 15 years ago. I'm talking about fuzzy logic, and probably I finished that, by the way, in Germany. So we should do something regarding this. We should do something regarding this, because otherwise we will go backward, we will disappoint my students, they will move abroad, and practically we will become a country full of elders without any prosperity, without any chance for improvements, and imposing that type of attitude will jeopardize the future of this country. And the second issue, I will be short, Andre, this time. I need to emphasize that more than 2 decades, the citizens of this country, people of this country, did a lot for European values. A lot. Like no one before. I said, we have a lot of internal problems, but speaking now about the external problems, this is something else. Yes, we have a lot of problems in terms of education process, healthcare, corruption, criminal, blah, blah, blah. This is it. Yes, we are aware about that, and this is the reality. But when we are talking about the external challenges, then we need to emphasize that, like no one did from the former members of the Warsaw Pact, which are now part of the European Union, the people of this country did and invested for the European values. We changed our flag back in the 90s. We changed our currency back in the 90s. We supported NATO alliance during the intervention against the Milosevic regime back in 1999. We hosted 500 million refugees, and we were a good host. The result of that was a conflict back in 2001. We changed our constitution. We did de facto federalization with this but interior condition. We changed our constitution again. We won Hague court case, but it was worthless. We changed our name. Again, we changed our constitution. And always there was a promise. You should do only this, and we will lead, you will follow. Unfortunately, we started our journey even prior to Croatia, back in 2000, by signing the Treaty for Stabilization and Association. Together with Croatia, we became a candidate country in 2005. In 2008, we received first positive report by the European Commission. Now Croatia is more than 10 years a part of the European Union, and they are using euro as a national currency. They are part of the Schengen zone, while we are not even in the table, we are still in the lobby. Because we have now, again, an artificial condition, and no one is opposing on that condition. But whether it is the last one, can someone did us final commitment that this is the last one? No one. Yes, this is the answer which I'm seeing now among you, ladies and gentlemen. No one can now promise us that this is the last one. And what is the condition? To put entity in our preamble. And then the real question is why? Human rights? Probably. Let's analyze. 14 decisions for Macedonian ethnicity in Bulgaria by Strasbourg Human Rights Court, 0 for Bulgarian ethnicity in Macedonia from Strasbourg Human Rights Court. 14-0. Then, whoa, which rights been violated? No, this is not about the rights, but because of something else. What? Look, you will make a clear division between them and you, between Bulgarians and Macedonians. But we did that centuries ago. Officially, it was after 1947, after the Blood Treaty. And that was a part of the census of Bulgaria in 1946 and 1956. It's a clear division. What should we divide now instead of unite? So we are now dividing, but the motto of the European Union is united in diversities. And instead of unite, now we should divide. This is the not good approach. This is not good approach. If we want to have accurate and stable future, not only for my country, but for the region as well, we should support each other as we did as a small people, not only now, but in the past as well. And I think that at the very end, with a lot of problems, Andre, that we have internal, the people of this country, the citizens of this country, deserved maybe utmost of all, to be at least on the table and negotiate. And we witnessed during the December Council Summit that rule of unanimity converted into the rule of empty chair. So it's possible. So it's possible. Thank you very much and enjoy the event.